So recently I've been making mountain videos for my longer trips, which try to tell a story, what I learned about myself, etc. Last year I climbed Gannett Peak, and it was amazing. I made a super long video, which I'm just going to call a movie. It outlined a lot of my previous trips as well, and I kind of want to make a just Gannett video, but I've already covered a lot of that emotional stuff in the movie I made, so this video is just going to be a bunch of semi-edited clips from my Gannett trip last year. Think of it as 45 minutes of promotion for the Wind River Range, or however long this is going to end up being.
July 24th, year 3 of the COVID. We are in Pinedale, gonna start going to Gannett Peak. Should be a 3 or 4 day endeavor. Should be interesting. We drove all night. We left, Kayla worked yesterday until 5 p.m. We left the house at 6 p.m. and we basically, well, I drove all night until we got to Jackson. And then Coy drove from Jackson to Pinedale. 4:25 p.m. July 24th, 2022, year 3 of the COVID. Kayla, Dad, and I are at Elkhart Park in Wyoming, getting prepared to do Gannett Peak. I have no doubt that we'll make it this time, which isn't to say that it will be easy.
Or that we will make it.
Because it will probably be the hardest trip we've ever done, but I think we are ready for it this time. On the Pole Creek Trail.
Making our way to the first camp, and there's this nice meadow with some purple flowers.
Intersection to Miller Lake. This is a nice open area. Crossing through more meadows on the way to Photographer's Point. Well, this is Photographer's Point. A nice little pond here. Nice look towards the heart of the range, which is where we're going to be headed.
All the mountains.
At the turnoff, we're going towards Seneca Lake. I believe this is Barbara Lake.
We're at passing by Seneca Lake. Coy, this huge pack. Kayla with her pack.
It does look pretty nice. I made it to Hobbs Lake, which is our planned camping spot for tonight. It's a nice lake, but finding a spot isn't too promising. We have set up our camp and we're cooking food. Woke up this morning to a moose. 2 moose actually.
It is July 25th, year 3 of the COVID, and it's like probably about 7 a.m. now. We're just about to leave our campsite at Hobbs Lake. We're gonna head to Seneca Lake to have breakfast, and eventually we'll make it to the Titcomb Basin.
7 a.m. July 25th, 2022, year 3 of the COVID. And we just packed up and we are moving on towards Seneca Lake.
July 25th, started day 2.
Pond on the way to Seneca Lake. Dad and Kayla are at the backside now. What a beautiful reflection though.
Nice reflection.
Well, there's first look at Seneca Lake. Guess we could wait for Dad here.
At Cosley Lake?
Seneca.
Seneca Lake. Seneca Lake. Close.
Not sure where Cosley came from.
Really nice morning. Scenery is still just gorgeous. It's nice that we're taking a different approach this time around, since I mean the other side is beautiful, but we just get to see more of this amazing mountain range.
We are stopped here at Seneca Lake, eating some breakfast and getting some water.
After a nice little breakfast, we're moving on from Seneca Lake. Coming up on the north end of Seneca Lake. Little Seneca Lake.
Little Seneca.
Taking a bit of a rest at Little Seneca Lake. On to the east side of Little Seneca Lake now. Just did a bunch of elevation gain on our way to Island Lake. Looks like we might start losing it.
Okay.
And there is the first view of Island Lake. Oh, there's the view into Titcomb Basin, probably.
Nice.
Still looking at Island Lake with Fremont Peak over there. On the move again. Making our way around the south side of Island Lake. Lots of granite looking towards Fremont Peak. There's Dad with Island Lake. Really nice. There is the inlet to Island Lake, and yeah, this is nice. Pretty nice. Titcomb Basin. Here is dead Kayla. Taking a break for Kayla to stop for water. We have passed the first lake in the Titcomb Basin, so we have 2 more to go. What a view into the Titcomb Basin. Second lake of Titcomb Basin. Lots of people here. Still making our way around the second lake.
second Titcomb Lake and third Titcomb Lake. Making our way around the third lake. We are very close to being around the last Titcomb Lake. There are still mosquitoes here. We are now beyond the third Titcomb Lake and basically just have to find a campsite. Lots of sheer granite cliffs. We're at our camp. Coy's going for water. This is our, what camp's this called? High camp, I guess. Dad is pumping water here. I just finished pumping about 2.4 liters. And now we are preparing to cook food and set up the tent and whatnot. Going somewhere up there tomorrow. I think, like with most things in the world, people don't really understand how complicated mountaineering is. I mean, we have to like fucking pump water out of the stream, and it takes forever just to be able to drink safely. And it's a lot of weight to carry in food. Even just camping at 10,600 feet, well, we're a bit higher, maybe 10,700. It's pretty tough. We're exposed to the sun, and it's not easy to get shade. If you put up your tent, then you're just going to be baking in there. But it is a very rewarding experience, and feeling pretty tired and a bit dehydrated right now, which isn't great because tomorrow we have possibly the hardest day of our lives thus far. But I think we'll make it. We've been waiting for hours, but something magical is now happening. The shade is moving towards us. It is really baking. It's 2:11 a.m. July 26th, 2022, year 3 of the COVID, and we're going for Gannett. There is Gannett. You have to get up that somehow. More ice is becoming visible, and you can see some seracs on that glacier over there.
Alright, we are over Bonnie Pass. We're just stopping to put on some moleskin for Coy.
What is it, 5:30?
Just after 5:30.
And there is Gannett across from us. We have to go down 400 meters. We just went up Bonnie Pass. Now we have to go down. So we went up 700 meters. Now we're going down 400 meters. Then we got to go up Gannett, the big mountain over there. There's like a bunch of clouds over where the sun is, which is blocking the alpenglow. Oh, that's okay though. You can see the path that we have to take along the Dinwoody Glacier, and you can also see people traveling
unroped on said glacier.
We're almost making it onto the glacier.
Woo!
Gannett has some sun on it now. We are just in the process of roping up.
Here, Coy and Kayla doing the final stuff.
Alright, we've just started on the Dinwiddie Glacier.
It's just rock fall right onto our path of movement. Like way up there though. So that's not cool. Travel on the glacier is pretty fast. Just took a long time to fucking rope up, because it always does. Yeah, that mountain there looks really nice. Pretty cool. You can start to get a better look at the seracs over on that glacier there. Very beautiful. Pretty close to the low point now. Yeah. You have to get around. No, don't go on that snow.
Where'd you go?
On the ice.
Over here?
Yeah. Pretty cool ice. These things are very cool. Drop is almost overhanging on this one. We have reached the low point of 11.5. So 2,300 feet to go up from here. This boulder here is the newest addition to the Dinwiddie Glacier. If we were a bit faster, it definitely would have crushed us. Alpenglow is gone. It's just bright now. We finished unroping. Now it's time for the uphill. We're at 10.6. We need to get to, or I mean we're at 11.6.
I was about to say, excuse me?
We need to get to 13.8. We've already done better than last trip. So
We're already up at 12. What was it?
we made it to 12.8.
Is that-
Back
is that
up
higher
at
than
that
Bora?
fucking pass there. That is higher than Bora
So that's the highest we've been.
in the US.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, you guys have been like 21,000.
Yes.
We've
And
slept higher.
And that's the highest we've been in continental North America.
Yes. We've had a trail going up most of this stuff, so it's been okay so far. Here is the Gooseneck Glacier with Gannett Peak.
There's Gannett.
At like 10.9 or 11.9. Fuck.
I was thinking, excuse me?
Gannett's just up there, really close.
Okay, that's all I need.
Why?
Because then, it's like, you're not even all that far from the top.
Snow here is incredibly good, despite being in the sun. Gooseneck Glacier in Gannett. West Sentinel. Looks like we're at about 12.2. So about 500 meters or less from the summit, but this is very difficult 500 meters. I am hardly moving.
Here comes Koi.
You take your crampons here, Koi?
We are at about 12:04 right now, and we're back at Boulders. Then we should have the Gooseneck Couloir as the next big obstacle to overcome. This is the snow we came from. Kind of just looks like a drop off from this angle, but
It's really not that bad.
yeah.
Making our way. We're above a lot of the glaciers now. Almost done the rubble scramble.
Well, Gooseneck Couloir should be that thing.
Kayla getting ready. Koi getting ready. And I am already ready. Because I didn't have to do much.
It's 8:56 a.m. and we are at about 12,700. We have roped up again to take the Gooseneck Glacier to the Gooseneck Couloir over there. It's just a really tough day. On the way to the Gooseneck Couloir, and above Gooseneck Couloir now, some really large crevasses there. Working towards Summit Ridge. Some very loose rocks. We have surpassed 4,000 meter mark. Getting pretty close. There's Dad. Kayla.
I'm gonna get a video.
Nearing access to the summit ridge of Gannett. Nice looking lake down there.
Half an hour more. Okay. Getting to the summit to Gannett. Another 150 meters. All the lakes. Coy and Kayla. Not very far, but there's lots of post hole and it's right on the edge here. Taking a view to the north. Better.
Good. What I like to hear.
Summit of Gannett Peak. The top of Gannett Peak. What a day. Lots of lakes. Long way to go.
We are at the summit of Gannett. And good gracious, is it beautiful up here? What do you think, Coy? Is it everything you wanted? Perfect.
Coy. The top of Gannett Peak. Starting the descent of Gannett Peak.
Leaving Gannett Peak, we are on the summit ridge. The snow is getting a bit soft, but it's still fine.
Heading back down. Re-roping and preparing to go down the Gooseneck Couloir right here.
Okay, good.
You okay, Dad?
Yeah. Can you get that out for me? Because I'm not holding it.
Yep. Just de-roped. We're off the Gooseneck Glacier. Now we have the boulder field. And we are on to another snowfield.
We are going back under the Bonnie Glacier. Then we'll have to do our 400 meters up.
Roped up and about to get going on the Dinwoody Glacier. There are more places you can fill. Like there's more streams, there's bigger streams up there. And once we get down from Bonnie Pass, they have the river. Everything is wet. We are getting water from glacier. Just got some. Here's that's a good shot. Back at the watery section.
Look, Coy!
It's 4:06. We are done with the glaciers. He roped. We got 500 feet. It's bull.
We are off the glacier, but now we have to go up a boulder field for probably 100 meters or so to get to Bonnie Pass.
Up at 12:05 now. Should be about 100 meters up to Bonnie Pass. Still making our way up to Bonnie Pass. I am just dying. Dad thinks I have COVID. Not a horrible guess, to be honest. Back to the Titcomb Basin side of Bonnie Pass. Descending snow from Bonnie Pass.
Okay, we are headed down from Bonnie Pass. Some people were saying that the snow was really bad, but it's not that bad.
About to go on to the last big snow patch that will take us to the river. Just step where the post holes aren't.
What do you think we should do?
It is fucking hot out right now. Dad with Bonnie Pass behind him, and Kayla too. Our tent is flattened, so can't really see it. Finally making it back.
We made it back at the tent site, and it only took us a little more than 17 hours. That's
Like a world record or something.
that's called a win.
Sunset at our camp. Got some bright colors. whole thing is a mess right now. July 27th, 6:20 a.m. And I think Kayla and I are pretty tired. Dad seems pretty ready to get stuff going. And probably gonna make it breakfast and then see how far we can get out today. About 7:26 a.m. and we are starting the long journey out. And there's all these interesting ponds with good reflection, and the lake itself has good reflection right now. A pond with the second Titcomb Lake, basically around second Titcomb Lake now. Here's the first Titcomb Lake. And second Titcomb Lake. Dad and Kayla should be down by that pond. Nice morning. There's actually a crazy amount of mosquitoes here right now. Nice look. The land of rock. Lots of baby mosquitoes right now.
Boy,
Yeah.
that inside thing didn't come with the backpack, right?
No, it didn't. Heading towards Island Lake. Nice reflection here. Close to Island Lake. 10:30 a.m. This is where we stopped yesterday. No, 2 days ago. This might be the last good view of Island Lake.
Gorgeous.
It is a beautiful lake. Titcomb Basin in there.
Yes.
There's another lake off in the distance there that I didn't notice on the way in.
Little Seneca Lake. Miss Kayla.
Another pond on the way to Seneca Lake.
I'm still looking forward to it though.
This is our best lunch of the backpacking season, by far.
Took a break at Seneca Lake. Oh, we have to go far.
I feel like that sums up the mood of this. You just go, oh, yeah.
We are high above Seneca Lake now. You can see outside the range.
I mean, it looks really nice.
And here is Hobbs Lake. At Hobbs Lake. Filling up water at Barbara Lake for the last push to Photographer's Point. So that big wall right below it. And going to the left is Titcomb Basin, which is where we were camping the last 2 nights. Photographer's Point. Not sure why they call it that.
Well,
I think.
It's the easiest view for people that don't want to go too far, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, I understand why they call it.
Really nice.
Now, if you see that kind of flat mountain there, that's Fremont Peak, and then if you follow the mountains left, eventually you won't be able to see that ridge anymore. And then a bit after that, there's a really pokey peak, and behind that you can see kind of some snow between kind of 2 peaks, and that is probably the summit of Gannett, where we were yesterday.
I haven't had any of it today.
And it looks really fucking far from here.
Yeah, I was saying that pretty much, you know how on the last trip I was like, oh, I want to do something that's just fun. And you're like, isn't this just fun? And I was like, excuse me, no. But this trip felt like it was pretty much just fun.
I remember Coy and I had to have the big strategy about how are we going to get up from the thing where we do the thing and get Kayla's back up.
I know, that's crazy.
Last open area before it's just trees. You can see the parking lot now. We're back. Today was just over 11 hours and 18.1 miles. It's 6:30 right now.
Okay, we gotta open it and see if there's mice.